It's Sunday, March 31st, and it is, what time is it right now? Okay, it is 1:41, and I am running around getting some last few minute things for the Trans 100 event. This is the first event of its kind. Nothing like it before has ever been done. This is not a competition, but we are celebrating 100 of the most influential pioneers in our community. So stay tuned. So we're picking up a few last minute things. This is an exciting day. We're going to see a lot of people. We're going to see Janet Mock. We're going to see Dr. Kourtney Angel Ziegler. There are so many people that are going to be at this event, and I have the pleasure of sitting down one-on-one with them. I can feel the excitement in the air, literally. This is going to be an amazing, groundbreaking, historical day. Today is the launch of the first ever Trans 100 event, and it's going to take place right here in Chicago. The most inspiring pioneers from our community will come together today to celebrate one another, not in competition, but in total solidarity.
Convey the value of that subculture, like bring community within it and convey it to people outside of it. So it's it's not my first rodeo, so to speak. Like,
yeah, like one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, it'd be one of the things, I don't know how because you speak to privilege, very well. And I'm just wondering, what do you recognize of your own experience, that has allowed you to be where you are today?
Do you think I could do something like this if I hadn't been like a white guy in the world for a long time? Like that's part of the package. It comes together. The reason that I can bring all these people together, I can make these happen, I can do the budgets, I can go to the corporate sponsors and be totally comfortable doing that is because of the last 15 years of doing that in a way where my identity was never questioned. Yeah. Because it never once was. Like as a white guy, it just wasn't an issue. So I carried all that over. Now, because of my dialogue, with people who are different than me, and because of my engagement with the community, I'm aware of that privilege now. But I'm just...
Were you always aware of that?
No. It wasn't until after transition. It wasn't until after a lot of the relationships that I have now that I became more aware of it. So now it's like I still have that, the consequences of that privilege, but I know that, and so I try and use it to the advantage of the whole community, and then also recognize when I'm taking up too much space and try and step back. Which is like why this event, we had a thing in the Red Eye yesterday.
I saw that.
Wasn't that great?
That, yeah.
Is my name on it? No. It mentioned
Coco.
It had a picture of Kokomo, mentioned her, Namali Joe, Kourtney, and Janet, and that's appropriate. And I want that. That's fine. So I wish more of us did that. Recognize, okay, we have these privileges. We're kind of over.
That's what I was going to say. Why do you think? Why are you? Because right now it seems to me like you're a very loud voice in talking about owning privilege and doing stuff like that, and that white people need to, even when they're co-opting these stories of stuff that's going on in the African American community. So why do you think, is it just that most people are still so blind to their privilege? Why isn't everyone else kind of seeing this and extending their privilege to the rest of the community?
Right, I think it's partially blindness. I also think I've seen a lot of really good-hearted people who just are clumsy and they don't know how to start the conversation. I mean, we've talked a lot about this debacle that happened on Trans Chat where we decided to look a joke. I mean, that was my biggest blunder in a lot of us, but I never forget because it was a bunch of white people saying oh, we don't feel it's appropriate for us to say anything about race. We're waiting for the people of color to say something. And not realizing that that's the issue. It's that we're not talking about it. That's exactly the problem.
Exactly.
But I didn't know that either. It wasn't until I got called out on it. Then from oh shit, this is the problem. Mm-hmm. And that's why, and then Janet one time, we were talking about race and she just basically said, she's you know what, I'm tired of talking about it. Y'all need to start talking about it.
Yes.
And that's right.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
Right. And it was the realization on We Happy Trans that if there was too many white faces in a row, people of color would come on and say, well, this isn't a space for me and this isn't a safe space. I have to take responsibility for that, even if it means saying no to some people who I really want on there in order to make it open to everybody. Mm-hmm. And the truth is we all gain from that anyways.
We all do. We really all do. I had somebody, I was on Twitter and I tweeted something great about the Trans 100, and there was a specific person that tweeted back, and I could tell they were just trying to ruffle my feathers. Yeah. But they don't know me well enough, obviously. They know that I don't play into they don't know I don't play into the drama. I don't even once I notice that they're drama, I stop responding. Yeah. What do I need to respond to that for? But the deal is that what I love about what I'm trying to do and what I've been doing is that I feel I love to speak and I love to do all this stuff, but I used to do what I used to do as an actress or as a singer for my sole career. Like, it was about me and my image and all this kind of stuff or whatever. But once I sort of recognized my privilege of passing, you know.
Don't quote it. You're fucking gorgeous. You can own that too. That's totally, that's real.
Thank you. But I'm just saying, once I kind of own that privilege, and I realized I need to use that privilege to widen the gap, to open up the space for more people who don't have this privilege, and so people know it's not right, whether I look passable or not, to treat someone like this.
Exactly.
But it's, you know, because I think that's one of the things that people I think are missing, that at the end of the day, whether you're black, white, gay, straight, anything, this society is so hung up on looks. So it really doesn't matter. Like, if you look good, you got more of a chance. It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity it is. If you look good.
There's some truth to that, particularly in the trans community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where do we park?
You know what? I think anywhere we can.
No. We have parking spots.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Then you know more than I do.